"Uncle, please, you're hurting me." Mary, a young girl, cried out as her sister's husband continued to abuse her. Mary's life became a living nightmare after her mother died when she was 7 years old. Born into a family of 13 children, Mary and her siblings were split up to live with different relatives. Mary, the second youngest, went to stay with her older sister Linda, who lived in a different state. At first, things seemed fine for Mary, because Linda's husband, Mr. James, was away on a business trip. However, when Mr. James returned, everything changed for Mary. 3 days after he came back, he called her into the house while Linda was out at the market. When Mary went inside, he pulled her close and started touching her inappropriately. Mary, being only 7 years old, didn't fully understand what was happening, but she knew it was wrong. Her uncle warned her not to tell anyone, and out of fear, she kept silent. Mr. James continued to take advantage of Mary whenever he could. As she grew older, the abuse worsened. By the time Mary was 12 years old, her uncle started sleeping with her regularly. He forced her to take drugs to prevent pregnancy, which made her feel weak and unwell. Despite the terrible situation, Mary was too scared to tell anyone. When Mary was 14, she found out she was pregnant. Her sister, Linda, discovered the pregnancy and beat her severely, without even asking who was responsible. Mr. James signaled Mary to keep silent, and she obeyed out of fear. Linda decided that Mary should have an abortion, and they took her to the hospital for the procedure. After the abortion, Mr. James continued to abuse Mary. He forced her to take drugs to prevent pregnancy, which made her feel weak and sick. Despite the terrible situation, Mary was too scared to tell anyone. Mary's life continued to be a nightmare. She got pregnant multiple times, and each time Mr. James forced her to have an abortion. By the time she was 19, Mary had been pregnant 7 times. Her sister, Linda, finally found out again and took her to the hospital for another abortion. This time, Mary couldn't keep silent any longer. She told Linda that Mr. James was responsible for her pregnancies. To her shock, Linda wasn't surprised or bothered by the revelation. She simply told Mary that she couldn't keep a child at her age and needed to have the abortion. Feeling utterly betrayed and hopeless, Mary decided to run away. She went to her father's house, but he refused to listen to her and sent her back to Linda's house. Desperate, Mary visited another older sister, hoping for help. However, the sister also didn't believe her and accused her of lying. Mary was taken back to Linda's house, and the abuse continued. One day, Mary met a kind man named John, who loved her deeply. John came from a wealthy family and wanted to help Mary. However, Mr. James was not in support of their relationship and warned John to stay away. Despite the obstacles, John gave Mary a cell phone so they could stay in touch. When Mr. James found out, he took the phone away and threw out the SIM card, cutting off their communication. Feeling trapped and hopeless, Mary decided to join a group of bad friends and live life on her own terms. She moved to a different state and started dating different men. Eventually, she got pregnant and decided to keep the child. When her child was 3 years old, Mary ran into John again by chance. They rekindled their love, and Mary's life began to change for the better. Today, Mary is happily married to John, and they have 3 children together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my story. I want to read from you. Where are you watching from? And how does this story resonates with you? What do you think about this story? Comment below, share, and like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.